Let's judge these banned cards and see if they're worthy of being pulled off the list or not. Hello everyone, and welcome to the start of a new series that I would like to call Can This Be Unbanned? It's where I take a look at the current ban list, card by card, and read the card effect, and see if it can be unbanned in the current format in the way that it was presented. And if it can be, how many copies would it be allowed to live at before it becomes a real problem? And if that doesn't work, a change or a nerf to the card that might help it become unbanned with the current format. But if not, then I'll just say why it still wouldn't. And if a card gets pulled that I've already went past, I'll briefly mention it at the beginning of that video. And if a card gets added in and I've already went past that point in the list, then I'll backtrack and mention why it was probably banned. So, yes. And today we'll start with the letter A. The first card on the list, Agido, the Ancient Sentinel. This is a level 4 Earth Fairy monster with the effect of if a card or cards is sent from the hand or deck to your opponent's graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can special summon one level 4 Earth Fairy monster from your graveyard, except Agido, the Ancient Sentinel. If this card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can activate this effect. Each player sends the top 5 cards of their deck to the graveyard, or their entire deck, if less than 5. Then, if Exchange of the Spirit is in your graveyard, you can send 5 more cards from the top of either player's deck to the graveyard. You can only use each effect of Agido, the Ancient Sentinel, once per turn. Now, this effect is actually reminiscent of an older card, that being Necroface. And Necroface has a similar effect, but it works differently. So Necroface is a level 4 dark zombie monster with the effect of if this card is normal summoned, shuffle all banished cards into the deck. This card gains 100 attack for each shuffle card into the main deck by this effect. If this card is banished, each player banishes 5 cards from the top of their deck, or entire deck if less than 5. This actually changes into itself if you have 2 more copies, which would be 15 cards right off the bat, with just that one card. However, Agido is a completely different monster. If you have, well, back when it first released, people were running 3 copies, I believe. I don't remember exactly, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were. So, right off the bat, you could have both players mill 15 cards right there, and Exchange of the Spirit, you got another 5 cards off of that. So, you are already ditching 20 cards. That's half a deck right there. Even after bumping them down. I think they had an emergency ban, emergency list, limited it. It was still a problem because of its double effects on top of being able to special summon itself and another body on the field for either synchro play, an overlay, or hell, even a link monster. That's the word. For this card, I honestly do not believe they can unban this because they already hit the other cards. Even if they popped a once per duel onto this effect, I really don't see many people playing this card anymore. And even if they were to unban it, it would be at 1 copy with once per duel, not once per turn. If they did put that on there, I don't see anybody really playing it unless it's just to fodder out another body onto the field, which we all know that there already are archetypes with better putting, tokens on the field. So having, the only other way I could see them unbanning this, and this is just a stretch, is if they did if they nerfed the first part of the effect after you special summon the Earth Fairy monster, negate the effects. So whatever card it was, no effects. But even then, that would still be an extra body on the field. So I really can't see them not doing anything worthwhile with this card. So no, I don't see them unbanning this. I don't see them unbanning Agido, the Ancient Sentinel, at all. Okay. So let's go into card number 2 for today, which is Arch-Nemesis Protos. It is a level 11 worm effect monster. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be summoned from your hand by banishing 3 monsters with different attributes from your graveyard and or face-up field. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can declare 1 monster attribute on the field. Destroy all monsters on the field with that attribute. Also, until the end of the next turn, neither player can special summon monsters with that attribute. You can only use this effect of Arch-Nemesis Protos once per turn. To be honest, while this seems very jarring to have to deal with, 3 bodies in the graveyard, it doesn't seem too difficult. There are ways of ditching cards to your graveyard. It's just getting them in your hand first and foremost. It does have inherent immunity, so that is its biggest upside. It actually acts like I don't want to say it's a floating. There can only be 1. I think that's the trap card name. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the trap card is called There Can Only Be One, which is, what was it, type? Monster of each type. Yeah. So it effectively works as a There Can Only Be One, but it's a monster card effect instead of a continuous trap. The only immunity it has is cannot be destroyed by card effects, but it can be affected by card effects. So, yeah, skill drain outdoes it. But, honestly, I can see them maybe doing a small nerf with this card, doing the declare 1 attribute on the field part of it once per duel. But even then, I don't know if anybody would actually play this. Because the set's from Eternity Code. That's kind of old. Well, not like old, but yeah, it's from 4 years ago. So it's not like last week new. So, but as far as its state right now, I really can't argue putting it off the ban list too much, considering there are the only set I could see this working with is Sword Soul, I believe, and yeah, never mind. I don't know if many people want Sword Soul to be relevant anymore. So, once again, I'll say, no. This card, in the current format, I don't believe can be unbanned. Once we get to a point where card effects can be negated outside of just skill drain, maybe, but I really don't see it being unbanned anytime soon. And for the last one for today, we have Artifact Scythe. It is a level 5 fairy monster, and its effect is you can set this card from your hand to your spell and trap card zone as a spell card. During your opponent's turn, when the set card in the back row is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, special summon it. If this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. To be honest, right now, there are decks that don't special summon that are still, for some reason, still really damn good. One of the major ones is Flow. And for the life of me, I still can't get that thing to work for me. But most of them do special summon a crap ton of bodies to the field. One of the major weaknesses to that is, of course, Nibiru. But as far as this card is concerned, if they were to unban this, it'd be at 1 copy. And honestly, I don't know if people would like that. The effect of it is still very much geared towards the Ishizu deck, which I think was why it was banned. It could be other reasons. I don't remember why it was banned, but it feels like Ishizu was why it was banned. But the effect itself makes me think of the Vision Heroes. So, can this card be unbanned in its current format? With this typing, I would say maybe 1 copy. With the effect, I want to say no. Sure, it's a hard counter to 90% of the decks right now, considering most of them special summon. But that's a bit too much. Sure, skill drain does the same thing, but there is a cost to that. This is just hope your opponent pops it. So yeah, I would say right now, no. And so that's going to do it for me today. I do plan on doing the next set of cards somewhat soon. But until next time, enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.